And that's what's going on right here. Just wanted to point that out because it's kind of cool. Here's a look at what's happening in New Mexico. Threat for some strong storms, severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 9 o'clock for almost the eastern half of New Mexico. And there are some areas of rain that we're keeping an eye on with some severe weather associated with it. This and this are severe thunderstorm warnings right now. And we're going to take a closer look here at this line running right along Interstate 40, mainly just kind of going perpendicular with it, right along the perpendicular right here, but it's going parallel with it. Lightning associated with it as well. And as we look at the bigger picture to the north and northwest, you see here some showers in the Pacific Northwest, but over here, this is where we do have a tornado warning that's currently in effect. And this right here, this is the storm that we're watching for Crook County, including Hewlett, until 5:15. This is a Doppler radar indicated, so the Doppler radar is detecting that the winds are going in different directions in pretty close proximity, which could indicate the possibility of a tornado right here. So if you live in these areas, take shelter right now. And looking now to the east and the northeast, you see these lines here of rain, kind of like almost in bands. What's going to happen here, we're going to have one go through, you'll get a break, then they may fizzle out or they may hold together, and you could see some more showers. And there's lightning associated with it here in the northeast. New York City, the rain has been so heavy, you have to watch out for some ponding, the underpasses, and some of the low-lying areas could have some flooding happening right now. It's either about to happen or is happening with the flash flood warnings. That's what that means. Also, the lightning happening right here. Staten Island moving over into Manhattan and Long Island as well. We've been watching that rain here on our cameras. And Greenville, some severe thunderstorm warnings right now, one to the north and one off to the east and up around Hickory also there in North Carolina. South Carolina, North Carolina seeing some of the strong storms, mainly heavy rain in Georgia and in Florida right now, but it does come with lightning, so a heads up there. Tomorrow, the threat for some severe storms in the plains. That'll be the heart of it there in the heartland, the heart of the severe weather. And this is a look at that severe thunderstorm forecast. Hail a possibility. There's also the chance for tornadoes as well. 5 out of 10, eastern Nebraska, north central Kansas. That means there's a 50%, or in this case, 40% chance of seeing a tornado within 50 miles of your location. Pretty big chances here. Southwestern Minnesota, our exclusive Torcon, a 3 out of 10. This is a look at the system and what the computer says the radar and the clouds are going to look like. So where the rain's going to be and where you're going to see the clouds. Going through time in the afternoon and evening hours, things should start to pop throughout parts of Nebraska, South Dakota, even North Dakota, into Minnesota, and eventually into Iowa into the early morning hours of Father's Day. Kelly?
Well, the good news is in the Northeast, even though we're dealing with not so great weather right now, our weather will be improving this weekend. New York City under a flash flood warning right now. We also have a watch in effect through tonight. And yeah, you can definitely see a very darkened Times Square out there. The sun doesn't even set for another hour or so. So yeah, we've got some very damp, dark conditions. And every once in a while you see a flash of lightning out there as well. Mets are going to be taken to the field, we hope anyway, later on against the Padres. And right now you can see rain is being reported in Central Park right now. Temperatures have dropped into the upper 60s. We were in the 70s not too long ago. The winds are actually calm for now. At the brief onset of those storms, we did see some winds picking up. But eventually that front moves offshore. We'll see high pressure building in, and that's going to save our weekend. So make those outdoor plans if you're heading up to the lake or maybe heading over to the mountains to do some hiking. Beautiful, dry conditions, nice and warm, helping to warm up those lake temperatures as well that I know are still pretty chilly this time of the year. Sunday, 81 degrees in New York for your Father's Day. 77 in Boston, 84 in D.C., and we're looking at those temperatures in the low 80s in Pittsburgh as well. Here's a closer look at your forecast in New York City, where, as I mentioned, the Mets are home tonight as well as this weekend. Tomorrow is Flag Day, so display those flags very proudly out there. Sun and clouds, temperatures in the mid-70s. And then for Sunday, Father's Day, great day for getting out there doing some grilling or maybe doing some biking or hiking with Dad. Looks fabulous. But we do see the rain returning to the Northeast as we get beyond the weekend. Of course, we're dealing with it now, so then we get get a break over the weekend before that chance of rain returns early next week. We'll have that moist flow coming in from the southwest, and that means more humidity in the air. And with that humidity, there will be the chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms impacting that ride around the Beltway here in D.C., on up I-95 into Philly and New York as well. So here it is, breaking it down for you. Monday looks a little wet for folks in Buffalo, down towards Charleston, West Virginia. Pittsburgh watching out for that as well. Scattered thunderstorms make their way to the coast right here around Salisbury, Maryland, the Jersey Shore, Long Island. Chance for showers and thunderstorms as we head towards the middle of next week as well. Chris?
All right, Kelly, right now, let's go ahead and take a look at Atlanta. And you see how the sky gets a little bit darker way out in the distance, especially on the right there. We do have some showers moving through. We say showers, they're hit and miss. And at times you get breaks in between the showers, so it can look like a very nice day. You might even see blue sky, and then you get dumped on. That's just how it works sometimes, especially in the southeast with a very humid atmosphere. You can get some of the big time rain, and that's going to be an unsettled situation. You have the kind of turnover in the atmosphere where you get the showers, get some clearing. That's what we can expect throughout much of the weekend. And this is what we have right now in Atlanta, 72, and it is cloudy for the most part, and winds out of the west at 8 miles an hour. Here's a look at the showers. Again, a cluster of severe thunderstorm warnings right now, South Carolina and North Carolina. Otherwise, some rain, heavy at times with lightning. That's something else you have to think about. It doesn't have to be a severe storm to be dangerous. You can see the ponding on the roads from the very heavy rain and the lightning associated with these storms. And that's what we're seeing right now around Atlanta. Most of the heavy rain is up here into the mountains, and you do have a cluster right here as you head out 20 and up around Rome, also dealing with some of the heavy rain showers and some thunderstorm activity. That front is going to linger. It's going to hang around throughout much of the weekend, and what it's going to do with the moisture around and that front keeps things unstable. You get a little extra lift, and then you get the storms that we can expect throughout the southeast right through Monday. Tomorrow, chance for storms, especially in southern Georgia and much of Florida and parts of South Carolina. All of Georgia then on Sunday have a chance for storms, and Florida once again as well. And that even increases throughout much of the Mid-South as well for that chance of some storms and some rain at times. In Atlanta, not too bad tomorrow. Better chance for storms on Sunday and Monday. Kelly?
Well, Chris, severe storms can happen in an instant, and if you're stuck outside, how you respond could save your life. Just ahead, how something as small as a cotton swab can help keep you safe during a thunderstorm. As we head to break, our Anthem for America forecast. A lot of folks celebrating on Flag Day, and it looks beautiful here in San Diego. 72 and sunshine as we mark the anniversary of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain, 80%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms, high 89. Chance of rain, 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Bridgestone tires perform best when you need it most.
Like when Julie Bowen is late taking her son to a birthday party.
Okay, people, you, front seat, you, out of my way.
Julie has our new Drive Guard tires, the next generation of run flat technology.
Oh, good, nails.
Well, these tires are engineered to take a puncture and then drive up to 50 miles.
50 miles? Great, because I remember the present, but I forgot the kid. Yeah, you need to check. Oh, I forgot. I have a lot of kids.
Get 20% off Charbroil Commercial Series True Infrared Gas Grills at Lowe's. At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that taking pictures of your belongings helps when you have a claim? Or that Farmers offers a policy that'll replace your car with a new one if it's totaled within the first 2 model years? And that parking near a street lamp deters thieves. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
That's smooth. Transform your worn weather deck into a beautiful barefoot-friendly surface with Olympic Rescue It Wood and Concrete Resurfacer.
Who are you talking to?
Olympic Rescue It, from America's most trusted brand since 1938. Available at Lowe's.
People all over the world know us, but they don't yet know we're a family. We're right where you need us. At the next job, next adventure, or at the next exit. Helping you explore super destinations and do everything under the sun. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. So wherever you want to be, whatever you want to do, chances are we're already there. Save up to 25% and earn bonus points when you book at WyndhamRewards.com.
I'm Randy, and I quit smoking with Chantix. As a police officer, I've helped many people in the last 23 years, but I needed help in quitting smoking.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
Chantix reduced the urge for me to smoke. They actually caught me by surprise.
Some people had changes in behavior, thinking or mood, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. If you notice any of these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away. Tell your doctor about any history of mental health problems, which could get worse while taking Chantix. Don't take Chantix if you've had a serious allergic or skin reaction to it. If you develop these, stop Chantix and see your doctor right away, as some can be life-threatening. Tell your doctor if you have a history of heart or blood vessel problems, or if you develop new or worse symptoms. Get medical help right away if you have symptoms of a heart attack or stroke. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. Common side effects include nausea, trouble sleeping, and unusual dreams.
I did not know what it was like to be a non-smoker, but I do now.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you.
It's the candy bar that's too hot for TV in all its naked glory. Stripped of chocolate with nothing but salty roasted peanuts on soft, sweet caramel. A Payday bar will get you through your day. Expose yourself to Payday.
Storms right now in the Northeast causing some problems. As you can see right here, rain moving through New York City.
We're talking a few hours of delay time right now. Teterboro, New Jersey, averaging about 3 hours, nearly 4 hours actually, if you count in that 45 minutes. So again, we've had some traffic. We've had some heavy rain move the area. Also LaGuardia, we've got Newark and Kennedy all experiencing airport delays. You can see for LaGuardia, we're averaging about an hour, but at times even more than that. Of course, we've got thunderstorms rumbling through right now.
That's right. Heavy rain and lightning, a threat at JFK, also dealing with the same thing. The delays haven't mounted up as much yet, but it's still on the front end of this. Hour-and-a-half delays right now at JFK.
All right, so definitely check ahead on this busy Friday evening.
And if you're with us last hour, survival expert Craig Stewart showed us how to create an emergency storm shelter.
But what if you need to stay warm if you get stranded by severe weather? Dave Malkoff shows us what to do next.
If you're just joining us, it's just the three of us, the Bug, me, and survival expert Craig Stewart. We have built this little lean-to out of stuff we found in the woods. Now we're going to start a fire with, this is busted.
That's busted, yeah, and then we just have this hygiene kit here with some random supplies.
There's nothing you can start a fire with in there.
You might be surprised. Believe it or not, Dave, these Q-tips right here are a huge fire starting resource.
Even with a busted lighter?
Even with a busted lighter. See this cotton?
Yeah.
How I'm pulling out and exposing all these little fibers?
Yeah, yeah.
Believe it or not, this is what's going to start.
That's kindling.
Our fire, that's right, man. And for a little tiny spark like that, we need really fine fibers.
Okay.
So here's how it's going to happen. You're going to spark here, that's going to light on fire, and I'm going to light our tinder bundle on fire.
Okay, so just keep on sparking, right?
Yep, get nice and close in there.
Nice and sparky.
There it is.
Oh my God, look at that. You
Boom.
have got to be kidding me. A campfire, just using what nature has around you and what you brought.
Exactly, that's right. Sometimes you got to repurpose items to get what you need.
The Craig Stewart, he is Survival Creek on Twitter. You can learn more about him there. I'm Dave Malkoff, the Weather Channel. Back to you guys.
Remember on the cartoons, it was the two sticks you rub together, right?
Yeah, that's in real life. You can do that stuff.
Okay. If only I had a lighter, even a broken lighter. Right. Now it's time for our top 5 videos of the day, starting off with a really cool shot of the strawberry moon, and it was setting over the stunning Badlands National Park in South Dakota. You know why it's a strawberry moon?
I think I know.
Why?
Because it comes out in strawberry season?
Very good.
Is that what it is?
Here you go. Perfect. Tonight, by the way, is the official full moon.
Cool stuff. This is so cool with the large hail coming down. This was last night in Abilene, Texas. That's a big hail. Looks like the kids are throwing tennis balls in the backyard, but
yeah,
nope.
That would hurt if you get hit with one of those on your head. Dr. Forrest was tracking that as it was happening right here on Weather Center Live. And this, look at the lightning. Oh my gosh. This is a concert in the Netherlands, a music festival, and the annual Pink Pop Festival had to be halted because of that, obviously.
Wow.
So they only had a 1-hour delay, and believe it or not, the festival still finished on time.
Scary stuff, lightning that close. And then a couple very close here to, looks like a tornado, Kelly, coming through. Or a funnel, it's hard to tell. You don't really see the whole thunderstorm, but it's definitely a whirl on the ground.
You can definitely see those signs, those street signs being hit by the wind. This is along an interstate in San Angelo, Texas. The couple, by the way, waited out the storm, and fortunately, they were not hurt by this.
And finally, let's take a look at number 1.
Wow.
Sad situation here. The land giving away, so the house condemned and has to be destroyed. At first, I thought it was a safety issue. You burn it.
Yeah, no, I guess it was a cost-saving issue, insurance-wise. Not exactly sure, but you know they did have to set that on fire, so a landslide didn't plunge that home into Lake Whitney. This is in Texas, and by the way, the homeowners were evacuated from their home for about 2 weeks, so hopefully they had some time to get out all their valuables.
All right, and if you want to send us your videos, we'd love to share them with everyone. Maybe it'll make the top 5. Weather.com/photos. That's how you get the videos to us.
Well, we are keeping a close eye on the tropics as the activity does continue in the eastern Pacific.
Still ahead, what our hurricane specialist Michael Lowry expects Hurricane Christina to do over the next few days.
Plus, a look at our Anthem for America forecast. It's going to be a beautiful day right here in our nation's capital, marking the 200th anniversary of the Star-Spangled Banner. You know the words to this one?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Never mind. We'll be right back.
Everything that goes into a Lennox system is engineered for absolute comfort. Like the parts that create your perfect temperature and humidity, or the parts that purify the air. Together, all these parts save you up to half off your heating and cooling bills. And there are few things more comforting than that. Get up to $1,700 back or special financing on select Lennox home comfort systems. Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
For more information, contact your local Lennox dealer.
The Weather Channel's new morning show.
It all starts with the weather.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion. Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
My dad's a dad, just an average guy. He hugs me tight and throws me high, with average shoes and average hair. But when I need him most, that's when he's there. Maybe he's not so average, I have to say. Join us where average dads aren't average. Modern dads on today.
Better together.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain, 80%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms, high 89. Chance of rain, 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Discover
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
Right behind you.
Listen up, Thunder Dragons. It's time to get a hotel.
Hey, Razor, check this out. We can save big with Priceline Express deals.
You know what, man? These guys ain't no dragons. They're cool. These deals are legit.
Yeah, we're cool.
She's cool. We're cool.
Priceline Express deals are totally legit. Check this. Thousands of people book them every day and score killer deals. Now Priceline is piling on even more savings with its summer sale. So grab your giant beach towel and enter code SUMMER14. Look at me enjoying the deals.
Summer's finally here. So let's grab our co-pilots. Get some wind in our hair, some sand between our paws, and co-create some adventures together. Because at Petco, we've got everything you need. From life vests to doggy sunscreen to ball launchers. Even ideas on...
Hi folks, this is Alan Thicke. You know, as one of those TV dads, I had to teach the kids about handling money. So here goes. Rule number 1, don't mess with the IRS. They're cracking down this year. They can garnish your paycheck, levy your bank account. Even your home or business could be up for grabs over unpaid taxes. That's all true. But it's also true that they're offering a new way out. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative, an important government program for tax debt forgiveness. It's one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered, so now's the time. You could qualify for a tax settlement that's 75% lower than before these recent changes. The experts at Optima Tax Relief, their team of attorneys and enrolled agents, will work to get you the best deal possible. Hey, when your kids want a doctor, you want the best. For tax problems, you need the best. Call Optima for a free consultation.
Call 1-800-627-6089. That's 1-800-627-6089.
This offer won't last. Call 1-800-447-8170. Online at drfieldbrush.com.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Well, now's the time to get your home ready for hurricane season before a storm approaches.
Yeah, that's right. Tonight, senior hurricane specialist Brian Norcross focuses on what kind of windows will protect your house the best.
Windows are often the first thing to go when a storm hits. If one breaks, rain and wind blow in, exposing the rest of the house to damage. Installing products certified to hurricane-approved standards can be the difference between costly reconstruction or minor repairs. So the question is, how can I protect my windows during a hurricane? I'm here with Mike Stremmel at Architectural Testing, where they test all kinds of windows, including impact windows. Now, impact windows are a sandwich of two pieces of glass with a plastic layer in between. They were developed after Hurricane Andrew. The idea is that the whole system keeps the hurricane out of the house. We're going to do a demo with this air cannon, and we're going to shoot a 2x4 at 34 miles per hour at the window and see how it does. All right, Mike, let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, it worked. The 2x4 bounced off.
Yes, as we can see, the glass broke, but the laminate interlayer remained intact.
So if this were a hurricane, the debris would have stayed outside and the house would have been safe.
Correct.
Now look at this. We're going to shoot the 2x4 at an unprotected standard glass window, like the ones you likely have in your house. Wow, that's why you should never be near a window when there are strong winds outside, whether it's a tornado or a hurricane. So here's what you need to know to secure your windows for a storm. Install impact-resistant windows. Depending on which part of the country you live in, you may not be able to pick these up at your local hardware store. Never put tape on your windows. It offers no protection. And always stay away from all windows and doors during the storm.
Up
Very good advice. Thank you, Brian. Now time for your tropical update. I'm hurricane specialist Michael Lowry. It's been pretty quiet in the Atlantic. All of our activity has been in the eastern Pacific. We do have a hurricane out there, which we'll get to in a minute. But I want to start you in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. These are the areas that we look to for development in June and July. What you'll notice, though, not a lot of thunderstorms, just a clustering of storms up here in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico due to this dip in the jet stream, this big dip in the jet stream, the fanning out of winds around that, helping to produce the showers and storms. But what's happening is we have very strong winds at the upper levels because of that dip in the jet stream. If you follow the flow of these clouds, they're just streaming from west to east. That's the upper level winds, westerly upper level winds. Winds at the lower levels of the atmosphere are moving in the opposite direction. This is something that we call wind shear. It's like taking a garden shears to your hedge. It just chops off the tops of these thunderstorms. It doesn't allow them to grow and to organize. So that has been some good news. Do we expect that trend to continue, though, into next week? Well, some of our computer models are telling us that we might see some sort of development in the Western Caribbean. One of those models is the USGFS model, and it's been hinting at this for a while now. But the big question on our minds is whether or not this model is correct, because none of our other computer models, including the European model, which is a good performing model, really show any development there. In fact, the European model not only does it not show development, but it shows an area of high pressure excuse me, in the Gulf of Mexico. But to answer that question, we have to look at where is this originating? Where is this coming from? And there are several ingredients that we look to develop a tropical cyclone, and one of those is the spin in the atmosphere. You need that spin in order to develop a tropical storm or a hurricane. Well, in the GFS model, we're seeing a strip of spin here that sort of condenses, coalesces, and becomes this compact area in the western Gulf of Mexico by the time we get to later next week. The European model, on the other hand, doesn't really show that coherent area of spin, just a disjointed area here, and it never does come together through next week. So differing models here, and answering that question, we have to go through our checklist here on whether or not the model is right. We look for model consistency, whether or not it's consistently developing a storm from run to run. Ensemble support, we run the models multiple times at different starting positions, and we don't just look at these two models, we look at many models to determine whether or not there will be development, and none of the other models is really suggesting strong development. So bottom line here, development looks unlikely. Stay tuned to the Weather Channel. Of course, we always have your updates at 50 past the hour, so stay tuned and we'll bring those to you as we get them. Lastly, I want to take you to the Eastern Pacific, where we have Hurricane Christina, peaked out as a Category 4 hurricane yesterday. Top winds of 150 miles per hour. Those winds coming down now 90 miles per hour. The good news here has been that course moving northwest away from Mexico, and the forecast taking it toward cooler ocean waters. As those temperatures decrease, the winds increase, we expect it to weaken into early next week. Stay tuned to Weather Center Live. We'll have more in just about a minute.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain, 80%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms, high 89. Chance of rain, 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's been a pretty active night. We've seen some storms rolling right here into New York City. We'll show you where the storms are going and how they're going to impact your Friday night.
Plus, the threat for severe weather returns. Coming up, the areas at risk of seeing large hail, possibly even tornadoes, this Father's Day weekend.
And as we do pay tribute to Dad, we have a special story from our colleague Reynolds Wolf. How the great outdoors help him honor the most important man in his life. From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this Friday the 13th. Hopefully it's been a lucky day for you guys. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Chris Warren. A busy weather day today. Storms are all over the place across the U.S. and where they aren't now, they could be tomorrow. Two cities that we are seeing some of that heavy rain. It could get more heavy rain. New York City on the left, where there is rain right now. Not looking too bad on the right. That's Philadelphia. But both of these cities under the threat for some flash flood watch in effect till tomorrow morning. And New York, flash flood warnings, which means there is a threat for having flooding immediately or soon to happen. Let's go right now to Kelly to see what is happening right now on the radar. Kelly.
We've got storms popping up all over the map this evening, Chris. We've, of course, been tracking the showers and thunderstorms from the northeast all the way down into the deep south. Texas catching a little bit of a break today, although we're watching West Texas very closely around the Pecos Valley. We've had some severe weather in New Mexico. We're also tracking severe weather across the Rockies. Even in Wyoming, we've been tracking an active tornado warning at this hour. So we've got a couple of severe thunderstorm watches, one in New Mexico, another newer one that has been issued for eastern Montana, northeastern Wyoming into the Black Hills of western South Dakota. This takes us till 10 o'clock local time. So definitely watch out for some damaging winds around the Rapid City area and even the possibility of large hail. Can't rule out the possibility of tornadoes. Here's a look at the radar just lighting up here in New Mexico. It's actually a good thing we're getting the rain. We do need it here in the southwest, but we do have the severe weather, unfortunately, to go along with it. Lots of lightning with this line that is moving just to the east of, or just to the west of Tucumcari, New Mexico. We've got these counties that are under a severe thunderstorm warning. The main threat is going to be damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, possibly some hail with that as well in Debaca, Guadalupe, also Quay counties under that severe warning until 5:30 Mountain Time. Now we take you up toward the north. We've been tracking some scattered showers in Washington, Oregon, into Idaho as well, but it's Montana and Wyoming where we're concerned about some rough weather here. Look at this. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Also another reissuance of a tornado warning in Crook County. Doppler radar continues to show rotation on that thunderstorm right now. So Crook County until 5:15 local time. Again, moving ever so slowly toward the east. If you're in the path of this storm, you definitely want to be seeking shelter right now. Could hold together and move into western South Dakota as well. We'll be watching places like Spearfish. Now we take you over to the east coast. We've been tracking a lot of rain, and that's causing some big time airport delays. Boston, the New York airports as well, all experiencing delays at this time. Plenty of lightning with these bands of showers that are currently moving across the northeast right now. We've had flash flooding even in the Capital District, right here around the Albany area, just north of there, Saratoga Springs, back towards Fulton, Montgomery counties as well. These are flash flood warnings, and some of them go pretty late into the night, around 12:15 for Saratoga. We've also been having some flash flooding issues in New York City. Kings, New York, Queens remaining under a flash flood warning through 8:15, also under a flash flood watch till about midnight tonight. Still some dangerous lightning strikes out there as well, down towards Staten Island and certainly along the Jersey Shore. Not a good time to be out there along the beach. Taking a look at D.C., we've had a ground stop at the airport due to some storms in the vicinity of you guys. Down towards Richmond, seeing a lot of lightning out there, especially east of there. And then we've also had some severe warnings breaking out in North Carolina, not too far from Charlotte, but we also want to zoom in on this right here in the eastern part of the state. This is a tornado warning issued for Beaufort, Martin, and Washington counties. Goes till 7:30, some rotation with that. That cell moving toward the northeast, right here across the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Also watching Pinehurst, North Carolina. Montgomery, Moore under a severe warning till 7:30. And here in the upstate of South Carolina, Cherokee remains under a severe warning. That goes until 7:30 Eastern time. So just there's your radar tour for Friday night. It's busy out here, Chris.
Oh, yeah, it is a busy one, but eventually things will calm down. It is wet right now in Times Square in Manhattan, dealing with some of that heavy rain, and we're going to see some, have been seeing some lightning, the threat for some flooding as well. And then once this gets out of here, things are looking much better for you in the Big Apple. It is going to be a nice weekend in the Northeast. That's what you can expect. Things are going to warm up and dry out, or dry out and warm up. Either way, you're going to have the same result. Right now, light rain. Some areas still seeing some heavy rain in New York City, and there could be more rain behind it. However, you see this area of low pressure. Once this gets through behind it, this is going to be the break. High pressure builds in, and that's what you're going to see this weekend in the Northeast, and that's why it's going to be nice. High pressure is sinking air that inhibits clouds from developing, so you end up with the dry weather. Sun gets through, that helps warm things up, and the sinking air associated with the high pressure also warms up. It compresses and warms even more. So a nice weekend on the way. 70s tomorrow in New York City. By Sunday, lower 80s. D.C. into the mid 80s. Pittsburgh 83 degrees on Father's Day. Gorgeous in Boston as well, upper 70s. New York City, you're going to be in the mid 70s tomorrow. Still some clouds around, and then gradual clearing, and then it's going to look pretty nice and gorgeous by Father's Day on Sunday. 81 degrees. For Philadelphia, you're going to be into the mid 70s tomorrow, and then on Sunday, Kelly, 82 degrees. Looking pretty nice in Philly.
Oh, that looks perfect. All right, let's see if we can have as nice a weekend in the South. It was a dangerous night last night in Texas, though. We're looking at what appears to be a funnel, possibly even a tornado. If it's all the way down the ground, it is a tornado. We did have a few tornado reports. We had a lot of high wind and large hail reports across Texas as well, and we are still keeping an eye on the radar, especially in the western part of the state, and we can't rule out a pop-up storm along the Texas coast either, right along the Gulf of Mexico. So it's going to stay unsettled all across the southeast. Places like Atlanta, be prepared to head inside when you hear that thunder rumbling out there. Right now, though, we're getting a little bit of a break. It's cloudy, 73 degrees. We've got our Braves at home. Hopefully they can get that game in without a problem. But again, we've been tracking some pop-up showers and thunderstorms all afternoon across Alabama into northern Georgia, and especially down to Florida. It's been very active as well. But you'll notice that the storms in Georgia are just kind of drifting and dissipating as we're losing some of that daytime heating. But we will have a frontal boundary still in our vicinity as we go through the weekend, even into Monday, and that basically means unsettled conditions. It looks like Saturday, Atlanta might actually get a little bit of a break, but a chance of storms farther to the south from Macon all the way down through Tampa. Watching those theme parks in Orlando, could be some thunderstorms there as well. Father's Day Sunday still very unsettled, and even into Monday, we're going to be dealing with this. Chris?
Kelly, up next, an unbreakable bond between father and son. Our colleague Reynolds Wolf goes out in the great outdoors to pay tribute to his dad. Why this yearly trip is so important for Reynolds.
Working together means working efficiently. And a Lennox home comfort system may just be the perfect example. Its air conditioner works together with the furnace. And that works together with the air purifier. And that works with you by saving you up to half off your heating and cooling bill. Get up to $1,700 back or special financing on select Lennox home comfort systems. Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
For more information, contact your local Lennox dealer.
Cooper engineers its tires not just for performance, but real life performance. So before you get in, get going. Get gone. You need to get a tire that gets you, because life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. Buy 4 qualifying Cooper tires and get up to a $70 prepaid card by mail. See retailer for details.
The Weather Channel and the American Cancer Society are teaming up to help Relay for Life. Over 4 million Americans are helping to raise awareness and save lives from cancer. Go to relayforlife.org/weather and join teams across America. Together, we can end cancer one step at a time. Go to relayforlife.org/weather for more info.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain, 80%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms, high 89. Chance of rain, 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Channel original.
Series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell, Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
This Father's Day, let's turn our hero into a superhero. Let's give him the power, consult with his sidekick, and equip him with all the super toys he needs, all on a mild-mannered budget, so he can spend some quality time back in his lair. Then come out strong and save the day. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Ryobi impact driver, drill, batteries, charger, and case, just $99.
There's nothing I would rather do, nowhere I'd rather be. There's nothing that quite makes me feel the way you do here with me. I'm happy as I can be, 'cause I have you and you have me. I'm happy as I can be, 'cause I have you and you have me.
It's an instinct that guides us, a passion for performance. That's why we created the Infiniti Q50S with Performance Wheel Package. It has more power and better overall handling and cornering performance than the BMW 335i M Sport Sedan. When you follow your instincts, the results are undeniable. Lease the Infiniti Q50 for $369 a month.
Father's Day is the day after tomorrow, Kelly, and there are so many different ways to celebrate with Dad.
That's right, but for people like our colleague Reynolds Wolf, Father's Day is a chance to share a very personal story about a yearly tribute to his dad.
I've got three big passions in my life, and my wife, my kids, and fly fishing. To me, Jackson Hole, this is the way the West was supposed to be. This is the way nature is supposed to be. To me, this is the Garden of Eden. I've been fishing for all my life, but really fly fishing, focusing fully on fly fishing for about 4 years. It feels absolutely natural. I mean, it's again, it's in my DNA. It's no surprise that I'm a Pisces, for heaven's sakes. Come on, you know, gotta be into fishing. I love solitude. I love being alone. And this time, usually, you'll find this stretch of river vacant. And to me, that's all the more appealing. When you're out there and you draw the rod back and the line flows behind you, and you have great expectations, you've got a plan, you bring it forward, you scout your target, you bring it back one more time, and this time there's purpose to it. And then you bring it forward one more time and you throw it to the fates. I mean, isn't that like life? It really is. My mom and dad from the mid-1960s used to come out here, and this is where they would go. This was their favorite place in the whole world. My dad died of prostate cancer a few years back, and when he did, the last trip they made here to Jackson Hole was an interesting one. Dad made the comment to Mom that he was one of the men in the family who never picked up a fly rod. He always wanted the opportunity, but cancer had other plans. A year later, on the 1-year anniversary of his death, I came out here alone to Jackson Hole, to Jackson, Wyoming, and I brought his ashes with me. And I hiked a couple of miles down to the Snake River. I found a place that I knew would have loved. And I put his ashes in the water, and it was just the two of us. And each year on the anniversary of his death, I come back alone, and I go through the snow, I come to the river, and we fish together. My best days are always on Dad's anniversary, always. Not sure why, but those are the most successful days for me. This year went out and caught 7 fish in an afternoon on Dad's day, and for me it's a very big deal. The thing that's so great about it is when you're out here, cancer does not exist, but the river does, and so does Dad. When the light is fading and the wind is going through the trees and the sound of the river, my gosh, the sound of the river, I hear him talking. Not a day goes by where I don't think about him. I'll come out here as long as I possibly can until I can't walk anymore. This is the love letter of my father.
Beautiful tribute.
Certainly is.
Nicely
And Reynolds
done.
such a sweet guy, such a nice guy.
I think you're tearing up a little bit, Chris.
This is a touching story.
It really is. Well, we're going to have more of your Father's Day forecast coming up. Stay with us right here on Weather Center Live.
Wearing glasses with just any progressive lenses? See the difference with Verilux, the only progressive lens brand with lenses designed using wave technology. Enjoy smooth transitions and sharp vision. Never compromise. Ask your eye care professional for Verilux.
Ask your eye care professional about Transitions signature lenses.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad-spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. Canine Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
Celebrate Dad. Get him this DeWalt 20-volt lithium drill for just $99 at Lowe's.
For over 80 years, we've handpicked our tomatoes to ensure they're at the peak of flavor when they're eaten. I only trust all that hard work with the best hands. That's why I work with Walmart. They make sure you get only the freshest tomatoes backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
Yes, so what I'm saying is people like options. When you take Geico, you can call them anytime you feel like saving money. It don't matter, day or night. Use your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, whatever. The point is, you have options. How convenient. Oi, crab cakes. What are you looking at?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We're the names you know in the places you want to be, where you can explore super destinations and do everything under the sun. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. Save up to 25% and earn bonus points when you book at WyndhamRewards.com.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
I'm taking a beating here down to the ground as we're just dealing with these sheets of rain and winds that are howling 50, 60 miles per hour.
My husband worked at a power plant where the asbestos fell like snow.
My dad got mesothelioma from asbestos.
Oh, the diagnosis was devastating.
We chose Cooney and Conway because they're highly experienced in this area.
They were more than lawyers, they were human beings.
There was no money up front.
It showed my sons that there is justice in the world.
Call 1-800-322-5573. Cooney and Conway. Justice with a passion.
Honey, he's here.
Coming.
Not too late.
Okay. Love you guys.
Finally, someone who's good enough for her.
Families everywhere are feeling the love for their natural gas appliances. Find out why at naturalgaslove.com.
Code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
I love my job.
Vistaprint.com.
A Weather Channel original series.
Every time I shoot a fish, when I'm wrestling them, that's when I'm scared.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Tonight, tonight. Thunderstorms early. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Not just a weekend in June, it is Father's Day coming up on Sunday, of course. We've got to look at some of your forecasts, so hopefully you can get outside and celebrate with Dad, celebrate the great outdoors, maybe do a little grilling, maybe some hiking or biking here in the great Northwest. We do see a few showers across the Pacific Northwest, even some thunderstorms into the northern Rockies, so something to be mindful of. Also watching out for showers and storms between Minneapolis, even Chicago for that White Sox game if you're taking Dad to that. If you're heading out to Six Flags over St. Louis, looks like you'll have a mostly dry day today, but watching the showers and storms come in from the west. A happy Father's Day to my father-in-law, my stepdad there in upstate New York. Looks like a gorgeous Father's Day for everyone here in the Northeast, from Boston all the way down to D.C. Seattle, again, watching out for some showers on Sunday. Temperatures cooler in the low 60s. And then it looks like for Minneapolis, we'll be watching out for storms both weekend days. Well, it is time now to track the tropics. And for that, we turn it to our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Kelly. It's been a busy week in the Eastern Pacific. We've had a very strong hurricane that continues to churn out there. In fact, a busy few weeks in the Eastern Pacific. This is our second Category 4 hurricane in the Eastern Pacific. It's now weakened, though. Take a look at Christina. It's been front and center the past few days. Winds are down to 90 miles per hour now. That's good news. So on a weakening trend, about 55 miles east-southeast of this little island here, Socorro Island, and a few hundred miles to the west here of Mexico. And the good news all along with this has been that westward motion continuing off toward the northwest at 8 miles per hour under an influence of this mid-level ridge, so that ridge is just going to steer it further out to sea. Our visible satellite picture is showing a pretty impressive storm, even so now with the 90-mile-per-hour winds and the brighter cloud tops that you're seeing right around what appears to be an eye trying to pop through those clouds right in there, and you can see the thicker clouds right around it. That is the eye wall, the ring of storms that surround the eye where the worst weather is. Now, this has gone through some sort of internal processes overnight, and that's weakened it. Sometimes with these stronger storms, they will intensify, they'll weaken a little bit, and this one might not be done yet. We might get a little more organized just very briefly, and I say briefly because ahead of it, the conditions just not favorable at all. If we zoom out here, all of these clouds, these sort of puffy clouds that you're seeing here, that's very stable, very, very dry air. If I turn to our water vapor picture, what you're seeing here is water content at the upper levels of the atmosphere, so the bronze shading, that's very dry air at the mid levels of the atmosphere, and that is not conducive at all for tropical development. You can see just to the west of it also some very strong winds at the upper levels of the atmosphere moving out of the west that are going to start to knock some of those clouds, those strong thunderstorm tops apart, and that will weaken this as it moves toward cooler ocean temperatures. The ocean temperatures that it has been working with over the past few days, near 90-degree ocean waters, but you can see that's dropping off to its west. The forecast from the National Hurricane Center basically takes it off toward the northwest, toward those cooler ocean temperatures, and then weakens it by the time we get into early next week. Now, the Atlantic has been pretty quiet, but the ocean temperatures in the Atlantic plenty warm enough to sustain a hurricane. 80-degree ocean temperatures in the Gulf and the Caribbean, and to a few hundred feet below, so a big reservoir of ocean temperatures. What's been missing, though? Thunderstorms. We just don't have any thunderstorms, hardly any clouds to speak of, really, in the Gulf of Mexico here. You can see the absence down here in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico and through the Caribbean. See, the only activity to speak of is up here in the northern Gulf of Mexico, where we have this dip in the jet stream that's fanning out of winds at upper levels, is enhancing showers and thunderstorms. But Chris and Kelly, look at these winds. Very, very strong upper level winds just draining down into the Gulf and the Caribbean. And that's really going to stay the case through the weekend and keep things quiet in the tropics, in the Atlantic through Sunday. Back to you.
And we're okay with that.
We are okay with that. And severe weather pounded Texas last night. Some very large hail we were seeing. And it's possible we're going to see more storms, but Texas is getting a little bit of a break right now.
That's right. Take a look where we do have some rough weather, though. New York City, airport delays at all three of the major hubs. Definitely check ahead on this busy Friday evening.
It handled the Great Hoagie Fight of 2011.
89 thunderstorms.
And 90 spilled drinks.
And the hallway of 10,000 fingerprints.
Olympic paints and stains are made to endure busy homes, so they're guaranteed for real life. Insist on Olympic. And introducing new Olympic Elite Advanced Stain and Sealant in 1 with exclusive color-rich technology and 4-season protection package for beauty that lasts from America's most trusted brand since 1938, exclusively at Lowe's.
Olympic Paint and Stain, guaranteed for real life, available at Lowe's.
Now at Boston Market, try our new Kentucky Bourbon Barbecue Sauce. A bold new taste for our St. Louis-style ribs with the perfect amount of heat. Also tastes great on our rotisserie chicken. Kentucky Bourbon Barbecue Sauce, only for a limited time at Boston Market.
Make your way into Boston Market. Time for something good.
What's a born maker made from? From calloused hands, strong backs, from the shoulders of giants, from small steps and giant leaps, big ideas, sharp minds, from steel resolve, from blood, sweat, and gears. All the things that make a born maker made this. A car with swagger, intelligence, soul. A car that proves a well-made sedan doesn't have to cross an ocean to be worthy of the American road. We are born makers. We made this. The all-new Chrysler 200, America's import.
Things have changed.
Until the conversation turned, until the sun went down.
Our oath isn't an empty gesture. It isn't sealed with a pinky swear. It's the heart and soul of Terminix Nation. The Terminix Ultimate Protection Guarantee. A promise to destroy every spider, every roach, every foul pest in your home. A promise that is ironclad. 100% satisfaction or your money back. We'll meet them head on with our battle cry. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
Hey, I noticed your car's not in the driveway.
Yeah, it's in the shop. It's gonna cost me an arm and a leg.
That's hilarious.
Sorry.
Should have taken it to Midas. Get some of that Midas touch. He'll tell you what stuff needs fixing and what stuff can wait.
All right. Next time, going to Midas.
High five. Did not see that coming.
It's time to take a closer look at your tires. Get up to $160 back by mail on a set of 4 Goodyear, Cooper, Firestone, and other select brands. Tires, brakes, oil, everything.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain, 80%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms, high 89. Chance of rain, 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Severe weather in Texas last night. This some very large hail. Baseball-sized hail was reported in Abilene. Most of the Lone Star State gets a break today and tonight, but that is going to change. The severe weather threat is back for Father's Day weekend. We'll let you know where.
Plus, a home teetering on the edge of a cliff goes up in flames. Why this fire was not an accident. That's coming up in tonight's Top 5. From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live.
Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Chris Warren.
And I'm Kelly Cass. We are tracking several thunderstorms on this Friday the 13th, and we want to keep you safe, especially from that lightning. We saw a lot of it in Texas yesterday.
We did. Impressive lightning and impressive hail, but just take a look at some of that lightning.
Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, look at that bolt right there. Not too far away. We had some power outages because of that very thing. Not just in Texas, but many areas of the country dealing with those typical afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Tonight, Chris, is no exception.
That's exactly right. Some severe storms to talk about. Right now, we're going to show you the overall pattern of what's going on. And this is a look at the satellite and the radar combination, showing us where the clouds are and where there is some rain coming down. You can see a void of both here throughout parts of the Ohio Valley and into the plains. But something else you see that's pretty cool. There was a thunderstorm right in here, and it had an outflow boundary, some cold air rushing out. And with that leading edge of that boundary, you can get clouds and even some showers and storms. That's what you were looking at right there. This is where there's that threat for more severe storms tonight until 9 o'clock for the eastern, just about the eastern half of New Mexico. Also to the north, we're dealing with the threat for some severe weather and possibly some tornadoes for parts of Montana into Wyoming and South Dakota until 10 o'clock tonight. And looking back down to the south, where there are some storms right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Parts of Texas are getting some of that rain, and there's lightning associated with these storms. So you do need to be aware of that. Also have to watch out for some hail and possibly some damaging winds as well right along Interstate 40. And to the north, dealing with some of the strong storms as well, just on the other side of the Wyoming border. 3 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. There was a tornado warning here a little bit earlier. Now dealing with a severe thunderstorm warning, still potentially dangerous storm with a lot of lightning associated with it. Now to the east, in the northeast, it's been a lot of heavy rain and lightning that have been the main threats here. Flash flooding a concern, also a lot of lightning associated with this. The green outlined areas are the flash flood warnings. You can see parts of upstate New York. Also, New York City had that very heavy rain, big time delays at the airports as well, dealing with that threat here. And to the south, there is still a lot of storms and a lot of lightning associated with these storms. And this right here, a tornado warning. This one did have a reported funnel cloud associated with it, so you do need to take shelter here in Beaufort and the Outer Banks, Hyde, and Washington counties until 8 o'clock. That's how late that severe thunderstorm warning is up for. And Charlotte, North Carolina, just to the west, a strong storm heading your way with a lot of lightning. Severe thunderstorm warning for the northern half of Charlotte, North Carolina right now. And in South Carolina, Spartanburg, just to the east, into the north here. If you're going basically from Spartanburg over to Charlotte, watch out for some very heavy rain. Be careful driving on the roads this evening. Sun's getting lower, and we're dealing with some very heavy rain. More hit and miss rain and storms around Atlanta. Similar story in Florida. Some heavy rain and lightning to watch out for. Tomorrow, this is that severe thunderstorm forecast. The most likely area for the strongest storms in the darker orange here. And a look a little bit farther to the north, you can still see that chance for some strong storms all the way up into the Dakotas. 5 out of 10, the exclusive Torcon here at the Weather Channel. That's a 50% chance of seeing a storm within 50 miles of you, and 40% chance here, and then 3% chance, 40, then 30% chance in southwestern Minnesota. So that tornado threat does exist tomorrow, and this is the timing. Afternoon, you're going to really start to see things develop and continue into the late evening and into the overnight hours. In some cases, we could see some of the stronger storms. Kelly?
All right, we're going to take a look at New York City, where we've been dealing with the rain, very heavy rain, as a matter of fact, enough to prompt a flash flood warning for the area. There's a very darkened Times Square, very wet pavement out there as well. And we've got the Mets in a rain delay. They're trying to get that game started against the Padres, but yeah, we've got some rain that is still in the vicinity and still some dangerous lightning out on Long Island as well at Citi Field. So let's take a look at what's going on in Central Park. We're still seeing some light rain, 69 degrees current temperature. pressure. We did really cool down quite a bit with those storms rolling on through, and the winds are pretty calm for now, but the visibility has really gotten reduced as well. We've seen a lot of low clouds hanging over, and that has been causing some delays at the airports. In the meantime, high pressure will build in behind that cold front, so perfect timing. I mean, look at the weekend. It is going to be warm and dry from the Finger Lakes to the Adirondacks over towards Cape Cod, the Jersey Shore. Take your pick. It's going to be a fabulous Father's Day weekend. So here's a look tomorrow. 67 in Syracuse, 80 in our nation's capital. Of course, in New York City, we've got the Mets still playing at home this weekend. Temperatures warming into the low 80s by Father's Day. 77 degrees in Boston, and we'll be in the low 80s there in Pittsburgh with plenty of sunshine. Here is a closer look at your forecast for New York City. A mix of sun and clouds for Saturday. Great day for doing the grilling outside if that's the day you want to do it. Maybe heading out to Jones Beach on Sunday. Looks like a good beach day. Temperatures warming up to about 81 degrees. Plenty of sunshine, so don't forget that sunscreen. Eventually, though, the rain will return to the northeast, so we'll see the clouds and the rain returning. In fact, we have the rain to deal with right now, and then eventually we'll see another system work on in from the west, increasing that moisture, the humidity, and that will lead to more showers and thunderstorms as we head into early next week. So plan some extra time for your commute. Places like Pittsburgh and D.C., you're going to be dealing with it. Monday, Cleveland to Pittsburgh, that's where you have the better chance for seeing some wet weather up towards Buffalo as well. Tuesday, we see the showers and storms make their way to the East Coast, including Philly, New York, and D.C. And then Wednesday still looks pretty unsettled all across the Northeast with that chance for some showers and some rumbles of thunder like we've had in the Atlanta area today. Right, Chris?
That's right, Kelly. It's going to stay unsettled in the Atlanta area. Right now, it doesn't look too bad, but, you know, it's unsettled. I mean, there's in the neighborhood, some areas will be dealing with some showers and some storms. And overall, that is what you can expect in the southeast. At times, it's going to look like this, not too bad. Other times, heavy rain, lightning, a possibility. So heads up in the southeast. Just be ready for it. Kind of pay attention, totally pay attention to the weather and kind of know what's going on. Keep an eye on the surroundings. Weather can change in a hurry in a situation like this. Might be real nice. 20 minutes later, storms move in and you're getting dumped on. 73 degrees right now and cloudy. The dew point at 66. You do have a pretty moist atmosphere here. Dealing with these showers and thunderstorms. Again, it's not everywhere. It's a hit and miss. It's kind of scattered about. Throw some marbles out onto the ground. It doesn't cover the whole area, but there are spots where you're going to find those marbles. Same thing with the showers. That's what we're dealing with right now. Not around the perimeter right now, not in the Atlanta metro area, but some of the wider reaching suburbs dealing with some of the showers and storms. And through the weekend and into Monday, this front is just going to hang around. And around that front is where you're going to have that chance for some storms with this very moist flow. Florida, same story. You're going to have that chance for some storms all weekend long into next week as well. And that is going to be hanging around for Father's Day for a huge portion of Florida and good chunk of the south as well. And then by Monday, more expansive area, more parts of the south will have a chance for some showers and some thunderstorms. So a heads up there. Keep your eyes to the sky. Not as good of a chance for the storms tomorrow, but more likely on Father's Day. And then again on Monday for Atlanta and Jacksonville, Florida, it's going to be hot with storms at times. Kelly?
Well, Chris, as you know, severe storms can happen in an instant. And if you are stuck outside, how you respond could save your life. Just ahead, we turn to a survival expert to find out how the great outdoors can help give you everything you need to ride out the storm. And as we head to break, our Anthem for America forecast, we take you to Miami right now. It is Flag Day tomorrow, of course. Just watch out for those afternoon spotty thunderstorms, otherwise humid and warm. Temperatures in the upper 80s.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees with light rain. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain, 80%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms, high 89. Chance of rain, 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
running is expected.
It's okay. We're ready.
When the things that matter most are on the line, make sure we are too. The Storm Response Team at 1-800-SERVE-PRO. Like it never even happened.
Many of my patients still clean their dentures with toothpaste, but they have to use special care in keeping the denture clean. Dentures are very different to real teeth. They're about 10 times softer and may have surface pores where bacteria can multiply. Polident is designed to clean dentures daily. Its unique microclean formula kills 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria and helps dissolve stains, cleaning in a better way than brushing with toothpaste. That's why I recommend using Polident.
Polident. Cleaner, fresher, brighter every day.
This Father's Day, let's turn our hero into a superhero. Let's give him the power, consult with his sidekick, and equip him with all the super toys he needs, all on a mild-mannered budget, so he can spend some quality time back in his lair. Then come out strong and save the day. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Ryobi impact driver, drill, batteries, charger, and case, just $99.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
It says here that a woman's sex drive increases at the age of 80.
Helps reduce the risk of heart disease.
Keep heart healthy. Live long. Eat the 100% goodness of post-shredded wheat. Doctors recommend it.
She keeps you on your toes. You wouldn't have it any other way. But your erectile dysfunction? It could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about experiencing Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
The 2014 Chevy Equinox comes with great features, like USB connectivity, so you can enjoy your favorite music.
Mom! Hi, Mom!
And a multi-flex sliding rear seat for your passenger's comfort and your own. Start your summer off right and get this 2014 Chevy Equinox LS for around $199 per month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Right now, getting you ready for Father's Day. I know a lot of dads, mine included, like to hang out and watch some golf over the weekend. The U.S. Open, a big one. And in Pinehurst, North Carolina, it's going to be hot. Upper 80s to around 90 degrees. More sunshine on Sunday than Saturday, and not expecting much rain, if any.
They had some severe storms earlier today in that area. Now we take you to the Southern Hemisphere. How about Brazil with the World Cup going on here? Go USA against Ghana. On Monday, we will have a few showers, temperatures in the lower 80s, and the winds out of the southeast between 15 and 20.
Meanwhile, dangerous weather conditions can take you by surprise, take us all by surprise, and quickly putting you in a life or death situation.
Dave Malkoff talked to survival expert Creek Stewart on how to protect yourself from a storm if you are, for instance, in the middle of the woods.
So you guys, we are deep in the woods. There's just been a flash flood. Luckily, my camping partner here is survival expert Creek Stewart.
Hey, good to see you.
Creek is going to show us what we can do with some of the gear that's left over, and there is not much.
There is not much. If a storm's coming in, our first priority is to build a shelter, and we're going to use this remaining garbage bag to help us out.
Found one right over here.
Well, it all starts with a framework. So we're going to grab a ridge pole here. Stand on it right about there. Let's try to break that off. Yep. Yeah. Perfect. This is actually perfect. We're going to go ahead and jam that up against the tree. And now you and I just need to lean sticks up against the back side of this at about a 45-degree angle.
Okay. So how do I do for a first timer?
Perfect. On to the next step. Now we've just doubled the size of our garbage bag.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
All right, now we're not using this to actually waterproof our shelter.
What are we using it for?
This is going to be our rain catch. What I'm doing is I'm digging a trough so that when it does rain, water runs down this garbage bag and collects. So now it's time for the final step. We've got to shingle this shelter, and Mother Nature provides all the shingles we need. And we're gonna need a lot of these branches.
Doesn't look like much from this side, but there is a lot going on underneath, Creek.
There is. We've got our structure, we've got our leaf shingles, our garbage bag,
for
fresh water catch.
Yeah.
That's right. And so we're ready to go. Now we just got to hunker down and wait it out.
Shelter from the storm. Thanks so much, Creek Stewart.
No problem.
Survival expert. Back to you guys.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Right now it's time for the top 5 videos of the day. We're going to start with number 5 and count it all the way down to number 1.
I like number 5. It's tranquil. We're taking a break from all the storms, and we have had a lot of storms, but this is just gorgeous. The full strawberry moon over the stunning Badlands National Park. This is in South Dakota. It's called a strawberry moon because
this is during strawberry season.
Exactly. By the way, tonight is the official full moon.
And a powerful hailstorm here. These round objects you want to see staying in the sky, not coming down at you.
Yeah, that could hurt you. And hail's been known to kill people, too. But once it gets that large, it obviously does a lot of damage to homes and cars and
your plants and your garden and
crops. Exactly. All right, check out number 3. And yeah, this is another storm across the pond. Look at that. Yikes. This is in the Netherlands at a music festival, the annual Pink Pop Festival. By the way, they did have to have a delay because of that lightning, but the festival still finished on time somehow.
That's a scary situation. You have all those people outside with storms. And this could also be a scary situation. You see a little whirl coming at you here. Not sure if it's a tornado or not. Can't really tell how big the cloud is, if it's attached, that sort of thing. But regardless, you have wind spinning around.
Yeah.
You can get stuff thrown at you.
I mean, the wind's close enough to make those signs, those street signs, do a little dance right there. So fortunately, the couple that took this video, they are just fine, not hurt by the storm.
And then finally, number 1, sad situation for a family. This is a home here in Texas, and they had to destroy it because it was condemned because the hillside was coming down.
Yeah, it was overlooking a lake, Lake Whitney, and there goes some of the charred remains of that home. By the way, the homeowners had been evacuated for a couple of weeks, so hopefully they were able to get in there and get all their belongings out.
All right, if you've taken some pictures, you've done them safely, you shot some video, you can upload your videos anytime right here. Just go to weather.com/photos.
Well, we are keeping a close eye on the tropics as the activity does continue in the eastern Pacific.
Still ahead with our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry says he thinks he's going to do what's going to happen with this storm right here. Hurricane Christina, what's going to happen the next few days.
Plus, a look at our Anthem for America, celebrating Flag Day tomorrow, a nationwide celebration to mark the anniversary of the Star-Spangled Banner. Looks pretty nice here in Sumner, Washington, 62.
Wearing glasses with just any progressive lenses? See the difference with Verilux, the only progressive lens brand with lenses designed using wave technology. Enjoy smooth transitions and sharp vision. Never compromise. Ask your eye care professional for Verilux.
Ask your eye care professional about Transitions signature lenses.
Introducing Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal just got better. With stain and sealer in one and easy-to-choose colors, exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. New Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain, exclusively at the Home Depot.
As a commercial beekeeper, Dave tracks the Weather Channel forecast closely, predicting when crops across the country will bloom and need bees for pollination. At a moment's notice, he loads and trucks thousands of bees, keeping his eye on the weather to ensure his fragile cargo makes it to the blooms on time. When the bees and blooms matter, Dave turns to the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees with light rain. tonight. Thunderstorms early. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Haven't we always wanted our own island? One without car horns or stoplights, but one filled with forts and uncharted paths, carriage rides and bike rides, and games we play all day, where the sun can't wait to wake up, and adventure waits around every corner. Nestled in the deep blue waters of Lake Huron, our island is Mackinac Island. Our island is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
For over 80 years, we've handpicked our tomatoes to ensure they're at the peak of flavor when they're eaten. I only trust all that hard work with the best hands. That's why I work with Walmart. They make sure you get only the freshest tomatoes backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
Okay.
Oh, chocolates.
Did you know a 10-second test could help your business avoid hours of delay caused by slow internet from the phone company? That's enough time to record a memo.
Idea for sales giveaway.
Return a call. Sign a contract. Pick a tie. Take a break with Mr. Duck. Practice up for the business trip. Fly to Florida. Win an award. Close a deal. Hire an intern. And still have time to spare.
Check your speed. See how fast your internet can be. Switch now and add voice and TV for $34.90. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Did you know a 10-second test could help your business avoid hours of delay caused by slow internet from the phone company? That's enough time to record a memo.
Idea for sales giveaway.
Return a call. Sign a contract. Pick a tie. Take a break with Mr. Duck. Practice up for the business trip. Fly to Florida. Win an award. Close a deal. Hire an intern. And still have time to spare.
Check your speed. See how fast your internet can be. Switch now and add voice and TV for $34.90. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Starts as low as $129 a year. For an agent, call 1-888-RAIN-914.
The Weather Channel's new morning show.
It all starts with the weather.
America's morning headquarters with Sam Champion. Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Right now, a live look and a good look here. St. Louis, plenty of blue sky. It is nice. It's been in the 70s throughout the afternoon and evening, and it's going to get even warmer. Some hot days on the way. Let's take a look right now at what can be expected in the Midwest, starting off with St. Louis and that 75 degrees right now. Likely going to feel pretty good because these temperatures are going to go up. They're going to go up in a big way, and it's going to be hot. Winds right now to the north at 8 miles an hour, and temperatures right now running in the 70s for much of the Midwest and the Great Lakes. It's going to be into Michigan. Detroit 62 and a little bit cooler there in northern Michigan. Tomorrow, more 80s starting to pop up on the map. And then on Sunday for Father's Day, into the upper 80s now in St. Louis. So the mid-70s out there right now going to feel pretty good because you're going to be closer to 90 by the time Monday rolls around. Des Moines and Minneapolis, Chicago, same story in the upper end of the 80s scale here. Cincinnati 85 and Detroit, you'll say by the 60s and you'll be into the 80s before you know it. High pressure hanging around into next week. And as long as it's around, you're going to have a fair amount of sunshine. But those temperatures, again, heating up. It's going to be feeling like summer for sure throughout a huge portion of the Midwest. And taking a look at St. Louis, your average high this time of year, what you would expect in the mid-80s, and it is normal. You fluctuate, warm and cool, but it's kind of give you an idea of where you are typically this time of year. It's 85, and you're going to be well above that by Father's Day, and it's going to stay hot, upper 80s and lower 90s expected for you in St. Louis through the middle of next week. So if you can, maybe go out, go for a walk this afternoon, or this evening, I should say, and enjoy the blue skies and temperatures in the 70s, unless you like the heat, because it's on its way. Let's go right now. Check in with hurricane specialist Michael Lowry. It's time for the tropical update. Michael.
Hey, Chris, about half an hour ago, I was telling you that I didn't expect any tropical development in the Atlantic
through the weekend, but we're going to look ahead to next week and talk about whether or not we expect development there. But let's talk first about what's happening right now in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. It's been a fairly quiet week. We've had these very strong northerly winds that have caused sinking motion and suppression of thunderstorms. So there's no organized development expected here. You can only see the showers and thunderstorms in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. This is from a big old dip in the jet stream here. The fanning out of winds at the upper levels of the atmosphere is what's helping to enhance the showers and thunderstorms here, but otherwise very quiet, especially down here in the Caribbean Sea. And the reason for this is because we have strong winds at the upper levels of the atmosphere. Follow these clouds as they move briskly from west to east or left to right on your screen there. Those are upper level winds. At the lower levels, the winds are moving in the opposite direction from east to west. That difference in the winds is something that we call wind shear. It's like a shear on a hedge. It just chops off the tops of these thunderstorms as they attempt to grow up into the atmosphere. Now, do we expect that wind shear to continue in that part of the basin? Well, we do, but some of our computer models are trying to hint at some tropical development by the time we get to late next week. One of those is the US GFS model, and this is what it's showing late in the week. But our other models not really showing that, especially our European model, another one of our good performing models. Not only is it not showing any tropical development down here, it's showing an area of high pressure or sinking air across the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. So the question that we have is this model right? Well, to answer that question, we need to look at where the organization is coming from. And there are several ingredients that we need to form a tropical cyclone. One of those is spin. We need spin in the atmosphere. And what you're looking at here is that area of spin extending from the coast of South America into the Western Caribbean. And we'll put this on, and you can track that spin as it becomes more organized and sort of coalesces into this compact area over the southern Gulf of Mexico late next week, according to this one model. The other model, though, I was showing you, the European model, it doesn't really have an organized, coherent strip or ribbon or vorticity or spin like our GFS model does. It's very disjointed, and it never really gets its act together. So that's the biggest difference here in terms of the development. Now, answering the question whether or not it's right, we have a checklist sort of that we look through and try to answer these questions. Are the models being consistent? So from run to run, are we seeing development? The GFS model is showing development run to run, but it's been consistently wrong. The other thing that we look for is ensemble support. So when we run these models, we don't just run them once, we run them multiple times with different starting positions. The ensembles, some of them are showing development, others are not. But we don't just look at these two models. We have dozens of these models that we look at. So we look for agreement among these models and just not seeing a whole lot of agreement. So the bottom line for everybody at home is I think development is unlikely as we move into later next week, but you just can't throw out one model. So stay tuned to the Weather Channel. We'll have the latest for you into next week. Lastly, I want to take you to the Eastern Pacific. This is where all of the activity has been. This is Hurricane Christina, which was a Category 4 hurricane at one point, 150-mile-per-hour storm, down to 90-mile-per-hour hurricane, and it is expected to move it off toward cooler ocean waters, and by the time we get to early mid-part of next week, it will weaken and dissipate. Moving away from land. Good news, guys. Back to you.
All right, Hurricane Specialist Michael Lowry, thank you. We do have one more thing to talk about tonight, don't we,
That's
Kelly?
right. We're still tracking some severe storms and even a tornado warning for some of you as well, and a flash flood warning continues in New York City. We'll be right back.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees with light rain. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain, 80%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms, high 89. Chance of rain, 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Severe thunderstorm warning in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hundreds of people at the Food Truck Friday event may get not just wet, but maybe get a little hail, a little strong wind as well. Even a ground stop at the airport because of a severe thunderstorm warning there. But here in eastern North Carolina, this is a tornado warning that we are still following. Funnel cloud has been sighted with this storm earlier. We're talking Beaufort, Outer Banks, and Hyde, and also Washington counties under that tornado warning till 8 o'clock Eastern time. Seek shelter immediately if you live in that area. Also, we continue to have that severe thunderstorm warning, including Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, Gaston County, till about 8:15 this evening. There could be some hail and high wind with that. Also tracking the nasty weather moving across New York City. The Mets are still in a rain delay right now. We've got more bands of showers affecting us across the Northeast. Flash flooding is still a concern across Manhattan right now, where flash flood warning does continue until 8:15. And we're also tracking some storms across the western U.S. as well. Stay tuned. Up next, we have Tornado Alley.
This thing is getting bigger and bigger. This thing is getting large. It's moving fast. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Oh my God, major tornado.
This is a tornado emergency for more.
You could feel the actual roar of the tornado. It was just a beast.
Go!
I thought, I'm about to die.
Go get in the cellar.
I told the boys, if I go, you stay holding on.
There are children trapped at the bottom of that school right now.
People were running around looking for their loved ones.
It was devastating.
This is going F5 right now.
I'm about to lose everything, and there's nothing we can do about it.
God almighty.
Flattened.
It's going through my town, man. It's going to hurt some people. It's going to hurt some people bad.
My goodness, look at that.
All right, let's go inside now.
That morning, the weather service had let us know that there was a pretty good chance that in central Oklahoma there was going to be severe storms with the possibility of tornadoes.
We were in the newsroom when the storm first developed, so I grabbed a photographer. We hopped in a news vehicle and began heading south because all the ingredients were in place to create giant tornadoes across our landscape.
That particular afternoon, we knew there was a very good chance of something real bad happening. You feel it more than you actually see it.
Yeah, we've been watching the weather. Starting to place people out and about. I'm hoping it stays all summer.
I'd got into a marked unit that had a dash camera in it. We kind of got a game plan on setting up in the more populated areas in town just so we could go around with a PA system if we needed to and get people to take cover.
We knew there'd be tornadoes, and we knew it'd be a pretty crazy day as far as severe weather. And so we headed to the south and west early part of the afternoon. We knew that the storms would fire early, and we could see this tornado developing.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it's a place where large, devastating tornadoes are very frequent, and it's just a part of life here in Oklahoma. You do what you can, you prepare, you have a place to go, and you just hope for the best, and that's all you can do.
I was sitting in my office at my work, and I looked out the window, and I saw clouds, and they just didn't look right to me. And I remember asking my boss, said, hey, have you looked at the clouds? And he's like, no, and he went to the window, looked. He goes, let's turn on the news. And he turned on the news.
This is a tornado warning. This does include the Oklahoma City Metro. We are going to continue.
And my boss said, hey, because I have a bad feeling. And I was like, yeah, so do I. And he was like, let's go ahead and close down the shop and send everybody home.
If you are living in Moore, this is going to be moving in your direction. Go into your tornado shelter.
Got a major situation going on here. Major rotation. We're gonna have to watch this real close. We're looking for this thing to create a tornado at any time. I'm a fast-pitch softball coach, and I teach young ladies how to pitch. That particular day, I grabbed my camera and decided, what the heck, I'm going to go out and see what's going on here. Okay, I got a tornado on the ground. I am west of Oklahoma City. It's probably the most unusual situation I've ever seen as far as how powerful the tornado was and how quick it started. This thing is getting bigger and bigger. This thing is getting large. It's moving fast. It turned into a big white stovepipe tornado, and it was crossing the road right in front of me. Well, you could just tell that this thing was ramping up and it was on its way. We got power flashes. We got a major tornado. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I'm too close. It was gut-wrenching knowing a tornado was fixing to go through my town like a giant lawnmower. Please, Lord, don't bless the people that are coming in.
Affirmative, we got debris, appears to be Country Club and Highway 37.
As soon as it crosses Highway 37, that's probably where it knocked out all the power to that area. Within seconds, it had grown diameter-wise and started hitting some of the homes there in town. And then's when it started picking up the dirt and the debris and changed to black. I was concerned that the wind had started to flip the car. I backed up to the building to take some of the wind off of me so that I could continue to watch to see and make sure that it stayed north of all the businesses there.
This is getting even larger now as it continues to move to the east here. You can see the tornado right here.
I'm the chief meteorologist for KOCO. I looked at the storm from the aspect of this is coming into my home, into my hometown.
This is a large tornado moving in the Cleveland County. This is coming in from Chance Cold Iron. You can see what appears to be is that debris. It looks like we're getting debris in there, and that tornado is getting even larger.
Chance Cold Iron is one of our chasers who lives in Moore. We are communicating back and forth while I'm live on air.
Chance, right, exactly where are you right now? Where are you?
I am Highway 37 and I-44. It just crossed Highway 37.
My responsibility as a chaser is to relay the most important information, and hopefully it'll save lives.
It's getting a lot larger. It's a couple hundred yards wide right now as we speak.
And we knew that this storm, from when it started building up, it was going to be the player of the day.
In the Oklahoma City area, southwest 134th Street and 149th Street.
The situation was very stressful, that it turned into our hometown being hit right in front of our eyes, and hoping that your friends and family are paying attention.
This is a tornado emergency. This is higher than a tornado warning. This is the